Good morning, students. Welcome back again. Today we'll be revising circles. Yesterday we had left with some topic of circles to revise. So that we are going to revise, and we are going to start the revision of new chapter that is coordinate geometry. So let's begin. A tangent at any point of a circle is perpendicular to the radius at the point of contact. We'll just brush through the topics of circles, whatever we had revised till now. Okay. A line perpendicular to the radius at its points on the circle is tangent to the circle. Tangent segments drawn from an external point to a circle are congruent. If two circles touch each other, their point of contact lies on the line joining their centers. Two arcs are congruent if their measures and radii are equal. The chords corresponding to the congruent arcs of a circle are congruent. Corresponding arcs of congruent chords of a circle are congruent. The angle formed in the interior of a circle when two secant lines intersect on the circle is the inscribed angle. An intercepted arc can be defined as an arc formed when one or two different chords or line segment cut across a circle and meet at a common point called a vertex. The measure of the inscribed angle is half of the measure of the arc intercepted by it. Angles inscribed in the same arc are congruent. Angles inscribed in a semicircle is a right angle. If all the vertices of a quadrilateral lie on the same circle, then it is called a cyclic quadrilateral. If a pair of opposite angles of a quadrilateral is supplementary, the quadrilateral is cyclic. If two points on a given line subtend equal angles at two distinct points which lie on the same side of the line, then the four points are consecutive. Now, these are all the topics which we have studied in chapter circles. Understand? So you have to just brush up through all these points so that you understand the concepts more clearly. Now, let's begin with MCQ questions. You have to answer. How many tangents can a circle have? It's a very simple question. This kind of question are going to come in your examinations. How many tangents can a circle have? 1, 2, 3, infinite. What is the answer of this? Anybody want to try this out? Yes, Mahima, you can answer better.
Sir, one.
Infinite.
1. Okay. Anybody want to try this out? Lakshmi,
Yes, sir.
you want to try this out? What is the answer of this?
One, sir, one.
1.
The infinite.
Okay. Yes. Who is told infinite?
Infinite.
Who told infinite?
Mahima.
Mahima. Very good, Mahima. The answer is infinite. See, go with the definition of the circles. What is the definition of a circle? It is the set of points. It is the set of points. Understand? Which is equidistant from a fixed point. That is the center. So that means on the circumference you are going to have infinite points. Understand? So that means for those infinite points you can draw infinite tangents. So the answer is option D, infinite. Now the next question. Check. A tangent to a circle intersects it in dash. It is point or points. The options are 1, 2, 3, and infinite. What is the answer of this?
So can I?
Yes, you can.
So 1.
Answer is 1. Answer for this is 1. Understand?
Sir,
Because, yes,
सर इसका इंटरसेक्टिंग क्या है
infinite
इंटरसेक्टिंग क्या
आंसर, इसका आंसर
सही है
इनफाइनाइट है।
Sir,
नहीं,
answer is 1.
सर आंसर
Ans-
1 नहीं है
Answer is 1.
सर आंसर
आंसर
1 नहीं है
कौन कौन 1 नहीं बोल रहा है बेटा? एनी एक्सप्लेनेशन फॉर दिस?
सर 1 नहीं है इसका
Yes, Anchal, बताओ. Why it is not 1? Can
सर
you
इसका
explain?
INFINTITE
Infinite.
हाँ यस
Okay.
फर्स्ट वाला
First wala. Okay. See now, answer for the second question is 1. Because the tangent, see they're talking regarding a single tangent, a tangent.
यस सर यस
Understand? Yeah, so a tangent
Yes,
is
sir.
meet the circle at 1 point. So answer is option number A, that is
One.
1.
1 यस
Now next is a
सर
line
इसका
intersecting a
radio.
circle. Okay, a
Radius.
line
रेडियो
intersecting
RADIUS रेडियो
radius. It is radius.
Radius,
not
radius.
A line.
Yes. Anybody want to try this out? The answer is not radius.
ओके सर
None of this.
Sir,
सर
sector.
It is a secant. Option number B, secant.
सर इसका क्या आंसर था
See,
इसका क्या
go
आंसर था
go with the definition of the secant. Secant is what?
Yes.
It is a line which meets the circle at two distinct points. Means it intersects. Next is a circle can have dash parallel tangents
Second.
at the most. Huh?
2, sir, 2.
सेकंड
Answer is 2. Very
Second
good.
row.
Very good. Very good. Now next is from point Q. The length of the tangent to a circle is 24.
सर डी वाला डी
D.
सर 10
And the distance of Q from the center is 25. Okay. What
Sir, 10 है।
is the radius?
Sir,
Answer
D.
is
Option D.
option D.
10.
Okay.
10.
Did you
सर
apply
सही आंसर है मेरा
Pythagoras? Yes. Did you apply Pythagoras theorem to this Anchal? What is 24 square? What is 24 square? Can you answer? What is square of 24?
24
What is square of 24?
सर नो
Square of 24 is 576.
यस
And what is square of 25? 625.
Hello,
So
sir.
dono, yes, beta. Answer, beta. Answer.
Answer will be 7. Option number 8.
सर
Is option
number
A
8.
7. See, don't get confused. What you have to do is you think twice before you answer the
Yes.
question. These questions are very easy. You can remove the
Yes.
screenshot of this. You all can remove the screenshot of this because we are going to move
सर ये
ahead.
बुक में भी दिया है ना
हाँ,
सर
ये kind of questions book में है. This kind of questions are already there. Understand, in your textbook. We are just revising those questions. You all can remove the screenshot of this so that we'll move ahead. Now, after doing all this, see, we have gone through all the theorems. Yes, we had gone through all the theorems. We have done the illustrative examples, means the questions which are going to come in your exams. Now we are doing MCQ. So after doing all this, it's time to self-evaluate yourself. Understand? It's time to self-evaluate yourself. So after going through all this, whatever you have understood, yes, ask these questions to yourself. Understand, these questions are very important. Why? Because this is going to give you an idea what things you have understood from the chapter, where you are finding yourself weak, so that you have to revise those topic again and again. The first point is I can understand, and apply the property of tangent and the radius. So after going through all this, did you understand what is the property of tangent and the radius? The answer should be simply yes or no. If your answer is yes, there is no need to revise the topic. But if your answer is no, then again you have to go back, you have to go behind, you have to check what is the property of tangent, what is the property of the radius, and then again you have to solve the questions based on that. Next is check. I can understand and apply the property of tangent segment. So what are the properties of tangent segments are there? Are you able to understand and apply those? These questions, ask it to yourself. Next is, I can develop and apply properties of cyclic quadrilaterals. So what is a cyclic quadrilateral? Can you define what is a cyclic quadrilateral? Understand, can you apply the properties of cyclic quadrilateral? All those things you have to ask it to yourself. I can find out and apply the concept of inscribed angle. So what is an inscribed angle? Can you find it out in the figure? Can you apply the concept which is regarding the inscribed angle, the theorem which is based on the inscribed angle? I can find out and apply the concept of intercepted angle. So can you apply the concept of intercepted angle? All these questions you have to ask it to yourself. Make it very easy, yes or no. If answer is yes, no need to revise. If your answer is no, go back, revise and solve the questions. Understand, this will be very useful for you all. You all can remove the screenshot of this. You can remove the screenshot of this. Let's move ahead now. I've got 3 questions of this chapter for you all to practice. You have to practice these questions at home. Check, the question is in the figure. PA is a tangent from the external point P to a circle with center O. If angle POB equals to 115 degrees, then find angle APO. In the following figure, PA and PB are the tangents drawn from a point P to a circle with center O. If angle APB equals to 60 degrees, then what is angle AOB? This is the figure for that. Next is, in the figure, CP and CQ are the tangents to the circle with center O. ARB is another tangent touching the circle at R. If QC equals to 11 centimeters, BC equals to 7 centimeters, then find length of BR. Check. This is the figure for that question. You all can remove the screenshot of this. Okay, this question you have to practice at home. So hope everybody have understood chapter circles. You all can do it. Now let's move ahead. We will be doing revision of chapter coordinate geometry. See, very easy chapter to score. Understand, in this topic you can get full marks. Understand? So just go through it properly. The first important formula in this chapter, the distance formula. There are questions which are asked on this distance formula. This is the figure for that, how we have derived this distance formula. Now in the figure, A, x1, y1 and P, x2, y2 are 2 points in the xy plane. Now see, in this xy plane, we have got A, we have got B. Coordinates of A are x1, y1 and coordinates of B are x2, y2. From point B, draw perpendicular BP on x-axis. So what we are going to do is, from this point B, okay, you are going to draw a perpendicular BP on x-axis. Similarly, from point A, you draw perpendicular AD on segment BP. Okay, so from this you are going to draw AD perpendicular to BP. So what we have done here is, we have got this in form of a right angle triangle, and you can easily find the third side when the length of two sides are given for the right angle triangle. So now, with help of this, you get segment BP is parallel to y-axis. Check, segment BP is parallel to y-axis. Therefore, the x coordinate of point D is x2. Understand? Now, as it is parallel to y-axis, so wherever it is going to land on the x-axis, that is x2, because coordinate of D is x2 of x. Next, segment AD is parallel to x-axis. Now check the segment AD, you've got parallel to x-axis. You've got segment AD parallel to x-axis. So when you meet this up with y, okay, when you meet this up with y-axis, what you're going to get, the y coordinate will become y1. Understand? The y coordinate of point D is y1. So coordinates of D are x2 comma y1. Now, AD equals to distance of AD, that is x2 minus x1, and BD equals to distance of BD, that is y2 minus y1. This you have studied in 9th standard. Now, in right angle triangle ABC, by applying Pythagoras theorem, understand what you get? AB square equals to AD square plus BD square. Now you have got length of AD with you, and you have got length of BD with you. You just substitute that. So after substituting, we'll get AB square equals to x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square. Therefore, you'll get AB equals to under root of x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square. The next important formula is the section formula. In the figure, point P on the segment AB in XY plane divides AB in the ratio m is to n. Assume A x1 by B x2 y2 and B x comma y. Draw segment AC, segment PQ and segment PD perpendicular to x-axis to get the coordinates. Therefore, C is x1 comma 0, Q x comma 0 and D x2 comma 0. Therefore, you'll get CQ as x minus x1 and QD as x2 minus x. This is your statement number 1. We've got segment AC is parallel to segment PQ is parallel to segment PD. Therefore, by the properties of the intercepts of three parallel lines, we get AP upon PD equals to CQ upon QD, that is equals to M upon N. Yeah, as we intercept M upon N. Therefore, substituting the values, you'll get x minus x1 upon x2 minus x equals to m upon n. Check CQ and QD. These values you are already known to you. These values are already known to you. So you will substitute this CQ as x minus x1 and QD as x2 minus x. Therefore, by cross multiplication, you get nx minus nx1 equals to mx2 minus mx. So what you will do is x on one side, x2, x1 on the other side. So what you will get mx plus nx equals to mx2 plus nx1. Now from the above statement, what you are going to do is you are going to remove, check x common. So once you remove x common, you will get x m plus n. And from these two, mx2 plus nx1, that will remain as it is because here there is no term common. So you want value of x coordinate. You want value of x coordinate. So what you will do, you will shift m plus n to the other side. Now, as here there is multiplication relation, when it goes to the other side, it becomes division. So therefore, x equals to mx2 plus nx1 upon m plus n. This is the value of x coordinate. Similarly, drawing perpendiculars from point A, B, and B to Y axis. Understand? It's the same thing. We get value of y coordinate. Value of y coordinate is m by 2 plus n by 1 upon m plus n. So therefore, the coordinates of point R means the coordinates of the point of the intersection are x coordinate mx2 plus nx1 upon m plus n, and y coordinate as m by 2 plus n by 1 upon m plus n. Next is the midpoint formula. If x1 y1 and p x2 y2 are the 2 points and p x comma y is midpoint of segment AB, then you will get m equals to n. Therefore, values of x and y can be written as x equals to mx2 plus nx1 upon m plus n. So mx2 plus mx1. Now check, m is equals to n. So you're substituting n as m. So mx2 plus mx1 upon m plus m. So m would be common. So m in bracket x2 plus x1 upon 2m. So denominator and numerator m will be cancelled off. So you'll get x equals to x1 plus x2 upon 2. Similarly for y equals to m by 2 plus n by 1 upon m plus n. So m by 2 plus m by 1 upon m plus m. Therefore, m by 2 means m is common here. So m in bracket y2 plus y1 upon 2m. Again, m in the numerator and the denominator would get cancelled off. So you get y equals to y1 plus y2 upon 2. Therefore, the coordinates of the midpoint P are x coordinate x1 plus x2 upon 2 and y coordinate y1 plus y2 upon 2. Next, last formula is the centroid formula. Centroid is a point where the three medians they meet each other. In triangle A, x1 y1, B x2 y2, and C x3 y3 are the vertices of the triangle. Segment AD is the median and G x comma y the centroid. This point G is the centroid. Now see, the important property of centroid is it divides the median in the ratio 2:1. This is very important property of the centroid. It divides the median in the ratio 2:1. So because of that, what has happened here is check, you have got here 2, you have got 1. Understand this? Now D is the midpoint of line segment BC. As it is a median, it divides BC into 2 equal parts. Therefore, coordinates of D are check x, x2 plus x3 upon 2 and y, y2 plus y3 upon 2. We are applying the midpoint formula or the midpoint property. Next is point G, x comma y is the centroid of triangle ABC. Therefore, the ratio is 2:1. According to the section formula, x equals to 2 in bracket x2 plus x3 upon 2 plus 1 into x1 upon 2 plus 1. So after solving this, what happens here is check this 2 and this 2 is going to get cancelled off. 1 into x1 is x1, so x2 plus x3 plus x1 is left, and in the denominator 2 plus 1, that is equals to 3. So you get x as x1 plus x2 plus x3 upon 3 and y as, check again, 2 and 2 will be cancelled off. You'll get y2 plus y3 plus y1 upon 3. Therefore, the coordinates of the centroid are x1 plus x2 plus x3 upon 3 and y1 plus y2 plus y3 upon 3. So, hope everybody have understood all the formulas. First is the distance formula. Second is the section formula. Then you've got the midpoint formula. And after the midpoint formula, you've got the centroid formula. Yes, those who are raising their hands can ask. Those who are having the doubts. Yes, Varna. Ask better. Yes, Varna, you can ask better. Yes, Varna. Are you having doubts? You can ask. Yes, Gaurav. If you are having problem, you can ask Gaurav.
Sir, can I explain one more time?
Of what beta? Which formula you want me to explain?
First.
The distance formula, na?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll explain that. Yes. Now let's revise the distance formula once again. This is the figure of that distance formula. Check this distance formula is what the distance between the two points E and B. In figure A, x1, y1 and b, x2 are the 2 points in xy plane. Now from point B, we draw perpendicular BP on x-axis. So what you have done is from this point B, you are drawing a perpendicular on the x-axis. Understand? Similarly, from point A, draw perpendicular AD on segment BB. So check from point A, you are drawing perpendicular to the first perpendicular which you have drawn. So what you will get is, you get this as a right angle triangle. You get this ABB as a right angle triangle. Now segment BP is parallel to y-axis. Now check, when you have drawn perpendicular, what you have got? You have got this BP is parallel to this y-axis. Understand? So what happens is the x coordinate is going to remain same as that of point B. So therefore, x coordinate of point B, check, x coordinate of point B is x2 as that of B, because B is also x2. And ED is parallel to x-axis. Therefore, the y coordinate of point D is y1. Understand? So you've got coordinates of point D as x2, y1. Now check, last year you had this to find the distance between the 2 points on the number line. What you do? Bigger number minus the smaller number, or modulus of x1 minus x2. Understand? So with respect to that, you will get value of EB. Check here, what we have done is we have found value of AD. AD is x2 minus x1. Understand? And BB is y2 minus y1 with respect to the distance formula last year. Now, in right angle triangle ABD, check, ABD is the right angle triangle. Now you know length of AD, you know length of BD. The two lengths are given to you. So in a right angle triangle, when two lengths are given to you, you can easily find the third length. Okay. So by applying Pythagoras theorem, what you are going to get? You get AB square equals to AD square plus BD square. You are going to get AD square plus BD square. So what you are going to do is, you are just going to substitute this x2 minus x1 in place of AD and y2 minus y1 in place of BD. Is this clear? Yeah. Now after that, what happens is, once you substitute, you will get AB square equals to x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square. Therefore, AB equals to under root of x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square. So this is your distance formula. Is this clear, beta? Gaurav? So let's move ahead now. Let's solve some questions based on this topic. Yes, Lakshmi, beta, what is your problem?
सर एक क्वेश्चन है, मुझे डाउट है, इस टॉपिक से नहीं है, दूसरे टॉपिक से है.
We'll do this at the end, but I'll solve that at the end. First, let me complete with this. We'll do that at the end. Just remind me at 9:45. Okay?
ओके सर.
Yeah. So now let's solve some questions based on this. See, whatever questions we are going to solve, understand? Those questions are very important. Once you understand how to solve those questions, okay, this chapter is done here, only. You need not revise it again and again. Check, this is formula based chapter. Once you learn all the formulas, just go. Yes, sorry. Now let's begin. See, now once you go through all this, okay, you did not revise this chapter. This chapter is formula based chapter. So you have to understand all the formulas and you have to learn the applications of those formulas. That is very important. Find the coordinates of point P if P divides the line segment joining points A -1, 7 and B 4, -3 in the ratio 3:2. Now, which formula are you going to apply here? Check that you have to understand first. Which formula you have to apply. Now here, check as it is given in the ratio. So that means here you're going to apply the section formula. You're going to apply the section formula. So let the coordinates of point P be x, y. The ratio in which P divides A, that is -1, 7 and B 4, -3 is 3:2. So using the section formula, x equals to mx2 plus nx1 upon m plus n and y equals to my2 plus ny1 upon m plus n. So substituting the values, we'll get x as 3 into 4 plus 2 into -1 upon 3 plus 2. So 3 into 4 is 12, 2 into -1 is -2. So you'll get 12 plus -2 upon 5. So plus and minus becomes minus. So 12 minus 2 is 10. So you'll get 10 upon 5. So what is the value of this? 10 upon 5, you'll get that answer as 2. So the x coordinate of point P is 2. Now y. 3 into -3 plus 2 into 7 upon 3 plus 2. So that is -9 plus 14 upon 5. So -9 plus 14 will get value as 5. So that is 5 upon 5 equals to 1. So therefore, the coordinates of point P are 2, 1. Well, can remove the screenshot of this. Understand? See, questions based on this will be asked. The values would be changed, but the process to solve will remain the same. So just understand how to apply. Is this clear? Now check the next question. Find the distance between the following pairs of points. You have to find the distance between points A minus 5 comma 7 and B minus 1 comma 3. Now once you read the question, you should understand which formula you have to apply. Understand? Now check, you have to find the distance between the 2 points. So that means here you are going to apply the distance formula. You are going to apply the distance formula. So let A x1 comma y1 and B x2 comma y2 be the given points. So therefore x1 equals to minus 5, y1 equals to 7, x2 equals to minus 1 and y2 equals to 3. So by distance formula, you get x2 under root of x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square. Substituting the values, we'll get minus 1 minus of minus 5 the whole square plus 3 minus 7 the whole square. So here minus and minus becomes what? It becomes plus. Understand? Check this. Minus and minus is going to become plus. So minus 1 and plus 5. Minus 1 plus 5 will give you plus 4. So plus 4 square and 3 minus 7 is minus 4 square. Understand? Now you know the square of a negative number is always positive. Check, the square of a negative number is always positive. So with respect to this, 4 square is 16 and minus 4 square is also 16. So 16 plus 16, you are going to get the answer equals to 32. That is root 32. Okay. Therefore, distance of PQ equals to, now you'll simplify this root 32 as 4 root 2 units. Understand? You all can remove the screenshot of this so that we'll move ahead to the next question. Determine whether the points P 1 comma minus 3, Q 2 comma minus 5 and R minus 4 comma 7 are collinear. You have to determine. Understand? So now what is the meaning of collinear? Collinear means the points which lie on the same line. The points which lie on the same line. So that means the value of the two smaller sides. Understand? The values of the two smaller segments, when you add that, should be equal to the value of the greater segment. Understand? This is the meaning of this collinear points. That means they lie on the same point, same line. So you have to check whether PQ plus QR is equals to PR, or say PR plus PQ equals to QR. That you will get after you find the distance. So to find the distance between this segments. So let's begin now by distance formula. So here you have to apply the distance formula. So once you apply the distance formula, what you're going to get, you will get distance of PQ equals to 2 minus 1 the whole square plus minus 5 minus of minus 3 the whole square. Now check here, minus and minus is going to become plus. So that is 1 square plus minus 2 square. Again, I've told you that square of a negative number is positive. So you'll get that as 1 plus 4, that is root 5. We'll give this as statement number 1. Now, substituting the values, okay, you'll find distance of QR. Distance of QR equals to under root of minus 4 minus 2 the whole square plus 7 minus of minus 5 the whole square. So minus and minus again becomes plus. So you get that as minus 6 square plus 12 square. Again, square of minus 6 will be positive. So that is 36 plus 144. That is equals to root 180. You'll factorize this root 180. You'll simplify this root 180. You'll get that answer as 6 root 5. Then distance of PR is minus 4 minus 1 the whole square plus 7 minus of minus 3 the whole square. Again, what happens here is this minus and minus is going to become plus. So minus 5 square plus 10 square, that is root 25 plus 100. That is root 125. So that is 5 root 5. Now most of you will have doubts in this. That how did I get this root 180 as 6 root 5? So what we are going to do is check factors of 180. Understand? Factors of 180 as this. Okay, now check. It is 6 into 30. Is this clear to all? Now check. You can factorize 30 again. So that you will get that as 6 into 6 into 5. So what is factors of 180? Pair of 6 and 6. 1 6 will come out. From this pair of 6 into 6, 1 6 will come out. So you'll get that as 6. But 5 does not have any pair. So that will remain under the root sign. So your answer is 6 root 5. Is this clear to all the students? Understand? Now here you should not have any doubts. Again, same thing for this root 125. So factorize 125. So 125 is what? It is 25 5. So once you factorize 25 again, so you get that as 5 into 5 into 5. So from this two 5s, one 5 will come out and the other 5 which does not have any pair will remain under the root sign. So answer is 5 root 5. Now check. Of course this answer. Now on adding equation 1 and 3, now if you add, check 1 and 3. If you add equations 1 and 3, what you are going to get? Distance of PQ plus distance of PR is root 5 plus 5 root 5. Understand? So you'll add, and now see when you're adding the surds, these are surds. So when you're adding the surds, what you have to do is you have to check the numbers which are outside the root sign. So you're outside the root sign, by default it is 1. So this 1 plus 5 you're going to add. This root 5 will remain as it is. Understand? This root 5 will remain as it is. So this 1 plus 5 will become 6. Get that as 6 root 5. Now the 6 root 5 is the distance of QR. So what you will get, distance of PQ plus distance of PR equals to distance of QR. So the two smaller segments equals to the larger segment. So therefore what you will get, points PQR are collinear. Is this clear? You can remove the screenshot of this. Very important question. This kind of questions would be asked in your examinations. And next, in the following example, find the coordinates of point P which divides segment AB in the ratio m is to n. Now check, you have to find coordinates of point P which divides AB in the ratio m is to n. Understand? Now check. A is given to you as minus 3 comma 7, B is given to you as 1 comma minus 4, and the ratio is given to you as 2 is to 1. So all this is already given to you. Understand? So which formula are you going to apply? You are going to apply the section formula. So let coordinates of P be x comma y, the ratio in which P divides A minus 3 comma 7 and B 1 comma minus 4 is 2 is to 1. So using the section formula, x equals to mx2 plus nx1 upon m plus n, y equals to my2 plus my1 upon m plus n. So substituting the values, you will get x equals to 2 into 1 plus 1 into minus 3 upon 2 plus 1. So that is 2 minus 3 upon 3. So that is minus 1 upon 3. And y equals to 2 into minus 4 plus 1 into 7 upon 2 plus 1. So that is minus 8 plus 7 upon 3. That is minus 1 upon 3. The coordinates of point A are minus 1 upon 3, comma minus 1 upon 3. Very easy question. Once you go through this, understand. Once you solve these kind of questions again and again, it's going to get fit in your brain, and I promise you will get 3 marks directly without any trouble. Next is Find the ratio in which point P minus 1 comma 6 divides the line segment joining points minus 3 comma 10 and n 6 comma minus 8. Now check, when you have to find the ratio, understand you have to just substitute it either in the coordinate of x or coordinate of y. You need not substitute it in both. So let the ratio be m is to n. So using the section formula, x equals to mx2 plus nx1 upon n plus n, and y equals to my2 plus ny1 upon n plus n. So after substitution, what do you get? Minus 1 equals to m6 plus n minus 3 upon m plus n. You take m plus n to the other side. So when it gets multiplied with minus 1, it is minus m minus n equals to 6m minus 3n. So minus m minus 6m, all the terms related to m on one side, n on the other side. So minus m minus 6m equals to minus 3n plus n. So you'll get that as minus 7m equals to minus 2n. So what you will do is you'll take m upon n. So you'll get m upon n equals to 2 upon 7. The required ratio is 2:7. So understand, when you have to find the ratio, remember this, when you have to find the ratio, you have to just substitute it in either the formula of x coordinate or the y coordinate. You can remove the screenshot of this. Let's move ahead. Find the coordinates of the midpoint of the segment joining the points 12, 15 and 0, 13. Check. Question, direct question, midpoint. 2 marks question, midpoint of the segment, check directly. So which formula will you apply? You will apply the midpoint formula. So let the coordinate of midpoint be x comma y. So what is the midpoint formula? X equals to x1 plus x2 upon 2 and y equals to y1 plus y2 upon 2. Substitute. You'll get x as 12 plus 0 upon 2. So you'll get 2x equals to 12, or instead of shifting 2 to the other side, check 12 plus 0 is what? 12. So 12 upon 2 is what? 6. Therefore x equals to 6. So instead of increasing this one more step, understand, just increasing one more step, what you can do is you can cut short your answer here also. You can cut short your answer here also. Understand? Check 12 plus 0 is 12. So directly you get 12 upon 2. So 12 upon 2 is 6. Now similarly, 15 plus 13 upon 2. So 15 plus 13 is 28. So 2y equals to 28. So y equals to 14. So you've got x and y coordinates as 6, 14. Is this clear to all the students? You can remove the screenshot of this. Find the centroid of the triangles whose vertices are given below. Check, some vertices are given below. We have to find the centroid. Check. 4, 7 is the first vertex, 8, 4 the other vertex, and 7, 11 the third vertex. Now check for centroid formula, it's very easy. But we just add all the values of x, divide by 3, all the value of y, divide by 3. You don't have to think much more. 2 marks direct question. Let the coordinates of centroid be x, y. The centroid of the triangle formed by the given coordinates is given by x equals to x1 plus x2 plus x3 upon 3 and y equals to y1 plus y2 plus y3 upon 3. So adding all the x values, 4 plus 8 plus 7 upon 3, that is 19 upon 3, and y you will get 7 plus 4 plus 11 upon 3, that is 22 upon 3. So therefore x comma y 19 upon 3 comma 22 upon 3, coordinates of the centroid. Very easy question, direct question. See, you did not lose marks in this kind of questions. Understand? Very easy questions. Therefore, the coordinates of the centroid are 19, 3, 22. 19 upon 3, 22 upon. You can review the screenshot of this. We'll move ahead to the next question. I'll check. The triangle ABC, if G minus 4 comma minus 7 is the centroid, and if A minus 14 comma minus 19 and B 3 comma 5, okay, then find coordinates of C. Again same thing, what you have to do is, now see in the last question we found value of x. So what we are going to do is, here we are going to substitute value of x and we find value of x3. Understand? Check. See, minus 4 you have substituted that as x, A that is minus 14 as x1, and B3 that as x2. So you get minus 4 equals to minus 14 plus 3 plus x upon 3. So you get minus 12 equals to x minus 11. Therefore x equals to minus 1. And also minus 7 equals to minus 19 plus 5 plus y upon 3. So minus 21 equals to minus 14 plus y. So y equals to minus 7. So the coordinates of point C will be minus 1 comma minus 7. See, simple substitution question. You can remove the screenshot. See, if you practice this many questions, I assure you directly you are going to get full marks in this topic. Next is, find the coordinates of the points of trisection of the segment joining the points A2 comma minus 3 and B minus 7 comma 4. The 2 points that divide the line segment in the 3 equal parts are called as the points of trisection of the segment. You have to remember this. This is the figure of this. So that means you have to find values of P and value of Q. Let points P and Q be the points of trisection of the line segment joining points A and B. Point P and Q divides the line segment AB into 3 parts. So you get AP equals to PQ equals to QB. So by substitution, you get AP upon PQ as 1 upon 2. So applying the section formula, you get values of x coordinate as minus 1. See, I'm not explaining this. Now you have to understand what I've done. And value of y1 as 0. So points P x comma x1 comma y1 is minus 1 comma 0. And also check AQ upon QP. You get that ratio as 2 upon 1. So by section formula, value of x2 is minus 4. Value of y2 is 3. Understand? So you'll get Q as x2 comma y2 is minus 4 comma 3. Thus the coordinates of point of trisection are P minus 1 comma 0 and Q minus 4 comma 3. You can remove the screenshot of this. Understand? Okay. Yes, Anchal, what happened, beta?
Sir,
You have raised your hands, beta. Was any
Sir.
difficulty? Yeah.
सर आपने इसमें a cube also में a cube is equal to b cube b क्यों आया है सर?
देखो ये ट्राइसेक्शन मतलब क्या है, वो इक्वल पार्ट्स में डिवाइड करता है, तो इसकी वजह से AP
सर फॉर्मूला क्या है?
हाँ, वो जब ट्राइसेक्शन होता है ना, ट्राइसेक्शन देखो मैंने
Yes,
यहाँ पे लिखा
yes,
है
sir.
कि जो पॉइंट्स होता है
Yes,
वो
sir,
क्या
yes.
करता है, उनको इक्वल पार्ट्स में वो डिवाइड करता है. सी द 2 पॉइंट
Divide
डिवाइड
कैसे
द लाइन
करता
इनटू
है?
3 इक्वल
कैसे?
पार्ट्स. हाँ,
तो कैसे?
क्योंकि वो ट्राइसेक्ट कर रहा है ना, उसको 3 पार्ट्स में उसको वो
Yes, yes.
डिवाइड कर रहा है.
Yes, yes.
अंडरस्टूड? तो उसकी वजह से ये सब इक्वल होता है. अंडरस्टैंड?
Yes, yes. सर आप पे 10p क्यों आया है सर आपने?
हाँ,
10 is equal to 10 is equal to 0 क्यों आ रहा है? नीचे.
P is minus 1 comma 0, x is minus 1 and y is 0.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sir, can we stop?
सर वो क्वेश्चन बोलो.
हाँ बोलो बेटा, बोलो लक्ष्मी, बोलो.
Sir, 1 second. It's already time. Next lecture time is there. Can we
Okay,
stop here?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Sure. Lakshmi, I'll solve your doubt in the next lecture, Victor, tomorrow.
Yes. Students,
Okay,
any
sir.
is this at home? and we can solve your doubts in the next lecture.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Bye, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you, students.
Yeah, bye.